that you are all doing wonderful whenever you are watching this video. Today I am very, very excited because I am doing my first ever Q&A on this channel, and it is in honor of us hitting 1,000 subscribers on my channel. I am feeling so much gratitude for every single one of you, for all of your support and just the kindness that you guys have shown me. I started my channel in December of 2024, so my channel is a year and like 3 months old. A little over a year and 4 months. I don't know. Anyway, it's not super old, and we've just slowly but surely been growing, and I'm always so incredibly thankful, and I just feel so blessed every time we hit a little milestone, even just, 100, 200, so on and so forth, has been so exciting. I know that nowadays, with the internet being such a vast part of all of our lives, it is easy to kind of go under the radar and not go viral, and not grow your channel. But I have always enjoyed doing this ever since I started. So just seeing the growth, over time has been so wonderful, and I'm so thankful for you guys. But I thought it would be fun today to do a Q&A just so that you guys could get to know me a little bit better. And I feel like I've told you guys a lot about me, but I wanted to answer questions that you guys specifically asked and, talk about things that you guys wanted to know. So thank you to everyone that commented a question. I printed them off, so I'm just going to read them off of this paper and answer them. We have quite a few, so I feel like this might be a long video, but I apologize. I am pre-filming this video, so if you asked a question and I did not answer it, I apologize, but I will try to answer them in a future video if anyone has other questions for me. I'm probably going to insert a screenshot of the questions, so thank you again to everyone who asked questions. I appreciate it. The first question says, my question is, how has content creation impacted your life, schedule, and relationship? I am in college hoping to start creating content on TikTok, but have no idea how and where to start and how my life would look with that added pressure. So, how has it impacted my life, schedule, and relationship? I would say it has impacted my life by giving me a creative outlet. I love to talk, and I'm very passionate about a lot of things that don't really impact my life. I really love beauty. I love makeup and nails and doing my hair, but I work at a school, so I don't really have a reason to talk about those things. Occasionally I will talk to a coworker and, it'll just be brought up in conversation, but it's not really a part of my life. So having this channel to talk about beauty things, it's really fun, or just figuring out different ways of relaxing and just different things that I find relaxing that I can talk to you guys about. So I think that the first thing is that you have to figure out something that you really enjoy and make sure that your content is based on whatever you really enjoy. That way, the only big impact that it would have on your life is bringing you joy and allowing you to be creative and, just have an outlet for that. The way that it has impacted my schedule is, honestly, it has just given me a hobby to do. I work from 7 to 3 every weekday, and then I go to church on Sundays. But other than that, I don't really have a lot on my plate. I'll talk about that in my next question. But I have a lot of downtime, so it kind of just gives me a creative outlet to fill my spare time. And then, relationship-wise, I have not told a lot of people about my channel. My husband knows, my sister knows, my parents know, and one of my best friends knows. I think that's it. Oh, my sister's husband, so my brother-in-law. I think that might be it. So, my family and one of my best friends. So, relationship-wise, they are all super supportive of me. My husband is the most supportive. He is so encouraging and really just supports me and cheers me on. So he's great. My sister supports me in everything that I do. My best friend is super supportive. My parents, I feel like they don't really understand it. I know my mom was watching my videos when I first started to upload, but I don't have any idea if she still watches my videos. But everyone that I have shared with, they're super supportive and caring and loving. I don't plan to really tell a bunch of people in my life. I don't think I would ever tell any of my coworkers. I kind of just want to keep it a separate hobby. It's not that I'm ashamed of it or anything. I don't know. I just kind of want to keep this channel and this community for me. Also, I don't really want to tell my coworkers because I feel like somehow they would end up telling my students, and I definitely don't want our students to find my channel. If they randomly stumbled upon my channel, that's fine, but I don't particularly want to have them watching my channel just because, I don't know, I want to keep my life and my work separate in this area of things. So, I don't know. I think that content creation can be so fun, but I could also see it being stressful. My first and only advice would be to just do it. Just try. You can always watch other people's videos where they talk about content creation and growing your channel and all of that stuff. But I think your main reason should be because you want to, because you enjoy it, because you're passionate about it, not because you want to be famous and you want to make a bunch of money, because you might not. Just putting it out there, I have never made money thus far on my channel. My whole channel is free. I don't make any money from it. It is completely a hobby for me. It is fun. I love the community. I love talking to you guys and just the creative outlet that it is. So you have to do it because you want to do it, because you want to be creative and build that community, not because you want to be famous. You might become famous, who knows? You might go viral, and then, you could have your whole life be content creation, but you never know. So just make sure you're doing it for fun and for the right reasons and because you want to, and just be consistent. Try to enjoy yourself and don't take it super seriously. Just, be consistent and learn new things, grow within your craft, and you will get more comfortable. And another tip when it comes to the time and the added pressure, I would say that you should make some sort of schedule. Make yourself a schedule and just do what works for you. I have been able to keep up my schedule of doing 2 long form videos every week and 4 shorts every week for the last almost year and a half, but that's not going to be feasible to everyone, especially if you're starting college. You might not have time to create that many videos, but even if it's only 1 video a week or 1 video every other week, just do what works for you, what fits in your schedule, and just have fun doing it. So, sorry, that was a super long answer to that question, but I hope that it answered your question. My next set of questions all come from my lovely fellow ASMR creator and friend here on YouTube, Gingerbread ASMR. If you've never checked out her channel, you definitely should check it out. She's incredible. She left me 7 questions, so I'm going to run through these quickly. Question number 1 is, what does a normal day in your life look like? I'm gonna go through a work day because my weekends change every weekend, but they're kind of boring for the most part. My weekends, I just hang out with my husband, whether it be going shopping or going to a park, going to get food. I just spend most weekends hanging out with my husband. But a normal work day in my life, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I know that might sound crazy, but I love having a lot of time in the morning to just slowly get going. I really depend on my morning routine. Getting up, doing my makeup, doing my hair, getting dressed, watching YouTube videos. I will watch ASMR or listen to audiobooks every morning, and that's just like time that I really cherish. And then I go to work. I leave for work around 6:45 every day, and then at work I am our school secretary, so my mornings I make sure our attendance is submitted. I answer phone calls. I kind of coordinate our transportation, our buses. I do lunch and lunch supervision. Then I spend a lot of time just sitting at my desk. And then we have dismissal at 1:45. And then I leave work at 3. Depending on the day, sometimes I will go run errands right after work if I need to do anything. I try to get it done before leaving, or like before coming home. I like to run all of my errands right after work and then come home. That way I can settle in for the day. I try to work out on Mondays Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So if it's one of those days, I will work out. I record after work. Right now it is, I just got home from work not that long ago. It is 4:30. So I came home from work, got ready to film. So some days I record if I have time to record. Then I will eat dinner. My husband works a part-time job, so some nights we eat together, but if he is working, then I will eat by myself. Some nights when my husband is home, we will go on a walk outside, and then either we watch TV together or I will watch YouTube videos. I shower. I do my nighttime routine, which consists of my skincare, brushing my teeth, combing my hair, putting on my comfy PJs. Then right before bed, I like to read or scroll on my phone. And then I usually try to go to bed between 9 and 10 o'clock. And that's my daily routine. I don't have a super crazy life, so most of my days I just work and then either work out or record ASMR and then go to bed. It's pretty simple. The second question she asked is, what are your favorite ways to relax when you're not filming? I love reading. I think reading is probably the best way that I relax because it's not related to my phone. I enjoy doing crafts. I really love to do a craft while listening to an audiobook because it gives me something to do with my hands, and I get to read, which takes my mind off of reality. I enjoy listening to music sometimes to relax. I will drive around and listen to music. I like doing self-care, like doing my nails, or doing like a face mask, or, having an everything shower. I think showers are super duper relaxing, so I love a good long shower. I feel like I have a lot of ways that I enjoy relaxing. Her third question was, what is something in your life that currently brings you the most peace? Number one is God. God always gives me the most peace, whether it be praying, listening to worship music, reading my Bible. I think in the moments that I feel like life is the most chaotic, the only way that I am able to truly find peace is by spending time with God and just falling back on God in every situation. And then also my husband. I think I've gained a lot of peace, and just a lot of positive thoughts from my relationship with my husband. I've gained more self-confidence. I've gained more peace when it comes to finances and thinking about the future. Everything just feels so much more peaceful knowing that I am doing it with him by my side. Her next question was, are you more of a night owl or a morning person? Definitely a morning person. Growing up, I was always a night owl. I hated waking up in the morning, but I feel like back in 2020 when COVID happened, I became more of a morning person. And ever since then, I have just really developed a love for slow mornings and just spending time waking up and letting my mornings, so I'm definitely more of a morning person the older that I get and the more that I just learn to cherish that time. The next question is, do your friends or family watch your ASMR videos? Like I said in the first question, I only have a handful of people that know about my channel, and I don't think my parents really watch anymore. My mom was watching for a little bit. I don't think my sister watches, or her husband. Oh, my sister's childhood best friend also knows about my channel, and I think that my sister said that she will play my videos just to get my, just to help with my views and stuff, which is so very appreciated. I don't think my best friend watches it. I think it's cringy to him, but he's supportive at the same time. Sometimes I hear my husband playing my videos in our living room on our TV, and that really makes me cringe. So I think people occasionally watch, but not regularly. I don't think that any of my friends or family regularly watch my channel, and honestly, I am okay with that. I love the fact that my videos are reaching you guys. But when I think of people that I know personally watching my videos, I think it just weirds me out because I'm afraid that they're gonna judge me. So I would rather them just not watch my videos because I don't want to know their opinion on my channel. I hope that makes sense. I really do value my friends and family who support me and my channel, but I just don't want to think about them actually watching my channel. I don't know if that makes any sense. Next, we have, does your school job provide you flexibility in the summer? Kind of. I work year-round, so even though I work at a school, I am one of the few employees that works during the summer. All of our teachers, all of our paras, our counselors, our nurse, none of them work during the summer, but I work, our administrators work, and our custodian work all summer long. But I could flex my hours so I could work more hours. I work a 40-hour work week. During the summer, I have the opportunity to work 4 10-hour days instead of working 5 8-hour days. I've never done that because I don't want to work a 10-hour day in the summertime. But I also get PTO, so I mainly use that in the summer. Sorry if you could hear that really loud bird. So I use PTO in the summer and take more time off then. Also, my time there is just more flexible because the students aren't there, so I'm not basing my work off of being available to students, if that makes sense. So it's I still work 40-hour work weeks, but if I want to take a half day, it's, easier to take a half day in the summer, or if I, want to go on a vacation, it's definitely more flexible in the summertime than it is when the students are still in school. I hope that makes sense. Then the last question that she asked is, are you more introverted or extroverted in real life? I am very introverted until I get to know somebody. I don't really like to talk to people. I get uncomfortable in situations where I'm meeting new people, or if I am unfamiliar with a place that I have to go to. I tend to be kind of the fly on the wall, but what is your favorite style of ASMR? From the lovely Miss Alyssa Jordan. I love personal attention videos. I love, any video where they're doing personal attention on you or an item. Like, I have this lip gloss, and I love, like, when people describe an item. So, ELF with a black lid, and we have a clear tube for this lip gloss, which is sorry, my questions fell off my lap. This blush pink lip gloss and this large doe foot applicator. I enjoy when people do personal attention on the trigger item or on the screen. I really enjoy gentle mouth sounds, which is funny because I don't often do mouth sounds in my videos, but I love when other people do it, like Miss Alyssa Jordan will do kind of tongue clicking, or Danny Renee ASMR does tongue clicking in her videos. I enjoy when it's slightly within the videos, if that makes sense. What else? Yeah, personal attention. I love whisper rambles. They are some of my favorite videos. Yeah, lo-fi, just anything like casual, laid back. I love when people whisper when they're just in their car and they do ASMR in their car. I don't know. I love a wide variety of ASMR. I think the styles that I don't really love are when it's super duper edited and it's like high quality. I do appreciate high quality ASMR, but I don't get tingles from it. I generally will watch the more high quality ASMR just for like watching a video, not necessarily to try to relax. If I want to relax, I need personal attention. I need the lo-fi. I like mouth sounds. I like slow, which is also funny because I feel like I am never slow in my ASMR. I am just, talking at 50 miles a minute. Yeah, I'll see if any other styles pop up in my head as we continue on. My next question, it says, huge congratulations on 1K subscribers. Thank you. What would be your dream job? When I was thinking of the answers to these questions, I feel like I have a lot of dream jobs. So I'll go down the list. My first dream job would probably be a stay-at-home mom. So not working in, any setting, but just being home and being a mom. I don't have kids yet, so maybe one day I will get the opportunity to do that. It's funny because if you would have asked me 5 years ago if I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, I would say no. But the older I get and the closer that I get to becoming a mother, the more that I recognize the value that would come from being a stay-at-home mom. So that's the biggest goal. But some other careers that I think would be so fun. I would love to work in Disney World. I've told my husband a bunch of times that if we don't have kids in the next 5 years, then we should move to Florida and be near Disney World. And I just think it would be really cool to get the opportunity to work in Disney World. I don't know what, maybe in merchandise. I don't know. And I know for some people that would probably take away the fun of Disney, but I don't think it would for me. I think it would add realistic job that I have on this list. Some other things that I think would be fun or I would be really good at would be wedding coordinating, something wedding related, either the day of coordinator or someone who works in a wedding venue, something like that. I'm super duper organized and very type A, so I just know for a fact that I would be good at being a wedding coordinator. I also think it would be fun to work in interior design or even graphic design. I love designing homes and coming up with different ideas for spaces. So I just feel like that would be fun. I also think it would be really cool to do hair and makeup, some sort of cosmetology job. I grew up doing all of my friends' hair. I would do people's hair for prom or homecoming. I did my sister's makeup for every single dance. People would ask me in the morning before school if I could braid their hair. So I've just always done hair. And now, with my husband, he has dreads, and I have learned to retwist his hair, which is really cool. I didn't really grow up with doing people's hair that were different ethnicities than me, that had different hair types than me. And so getting to do my husband's hair is really cool. And he has super curly hair, but it's fine. So it's a very different texture than my hair. So I just think it would be really cool to do hair and makeup. But I've never looked into, I'm sure I could also do hair and makeup on the side while still doing my job that I have right now. But I've never looked into that process, but maybe someday. That's probably the most realistic job that I have on this list. And then the last one would be organizing people's homes. It's kind of in the same category as the interior design job, but instead of the actual design process, I would just go in and organize people's stuff. Again, I'm very type A, I'm very organized, and I think that I would be incredible at going into someone's home and organizing your pantry or your closet and labeling things, coordinating things, and just making it, appeasing to look at. Appealing. I don't know what word I was looking for there. But it's funny because I never really think about other dream jobs because I truly have the best job that I could ever hope for. I was kind of given my job in a way. My best friend's dad used to be the principal, and they had a bunch of job openings, so he asked me if I was interested in applying, and I did apply, and I just ended up really loving it, and I've been there ever since. I started my job at 20 years old. I will turn 27 this June. So basically my entire adult life, I've been working at this job, at the same job. So I'm very lucky that I don't often think about what else could I be doing, because I love what I'm currently doing, and I just have the best coworkers and the best boss. It's just such a wonderful place to work. So yeah, I never really think about what my other dream jobs would be, but that question was fun to kind of think about, what else would I enjoy doing other than what I'm doing now. My next last question. It says, congrats on 1K. What is your favorite food and dessert? Thank you. And I don't know. I think that my standard favorite foods would be either pizza or pasta. I always love eating pizza and I always love pasta. I don't know, if I had to pick one like single food, it would be potatoes. I love potatoes in most forms. I love a baked potato, French fries, mashed potatoes. I love like any type of potato. So I could probably live life comfortably as long as I could, use different seasonings and toppings and things when I eat potatoes. So yeah, maybe either pizza, pasta, or potatoes. So random. And then my favorite dessert is probably ice cream. It's definitely my most frequent dessert choice. My husband and I get ice cream all the time. I didn't love ice cream as much growing up, but I feel like it's just become such a part of my husband and I's lifestyle. We will get ice cream like every other weekend, at least once or twice a month. We bought a Ninja Creamy so that we can make ice cream at home. Yeah, we really, really love ice cream. Some other desserts that I like are brownies. Love a good brownie. I love ice cream with a brownie. I love cinnamon rolls. I don't know if that counts as dessert. I feel like it's more of a breakfast item, but it's definitely a dessert. Yeah, that would probably be my favorites. Definitely ice cream is number one, but then brownies and cinnamon rolls. The next question is a tough one. This is, what is your favorite Disney, Pixar, and Disney princess movie and why? Congrats on 1K. Thank you again. You are all very, very sweet. My favorite Disney movie, I think I would have to go with Hercules. I love Hercules. It's probably my most watched Disney original movie. My favorite Pixar movie. Pixar is my favorite category overall. So that is a hard question for me to answer. I'm gonna have to go with The Incredibles as number one. I've watched The Incredibles so many times in my life. To go back to the Disney movies, I love the Goofy movie and the Extremely Goofy movie. Yeah, so Hercules and the Goofy movie, those are classics that I love. But Pixar, The Incredibles, I've probably watched the most when it comes to Pixar, but Ratatouille is up there. Ratatouille is also a movie that I've watched over and over. And a newer Pixar movie that I love is Soul. I forget if Soul came out in, like, I don't know, 2021, 2022 maybe. I feel like it's been within the last 4 or 5 years. And that one I really, really loved. I don't know, I didn't have super high expectations. I feel like newer Disney movies have not been wowing me quite as much, but Soul was amazing. And then Disney princess movie. Again, this one is impossible to answer. Growing up, like when I was in elementary school, my favorite princess was Ariel, so the Little Mermaid. But I think the movies guess the Disney princesses that I have the most nostalgia with would probably be Belle, Beauty and the Beast, or Mulan. Is Mulan? Yeah, she's a princess, right? Is she? I don't know. I'm gonna count it. Belle and Mulan. And then newer movies, like movies that weren't out when I was a little kid. I loved Princess and the Frog, so Tiana, and then Moana. My best friend from high school and I saw the Moana movies so many times. Is she a princess either? I don't know. She's like the chief or whatever, but I don't know if she's considered one of the princesses, but I'm going to count her. So that was way more answers. Clearly, I'm learning from this video that I am indecisive. I couldn't decide one favorite food or dessert. I couldn't decide one favorite movie. Yeah, I guess if I had to pick, I would pick Hercules for the Disney movie, The Incredibles for Pixar, and I guess I would pick The Little Mermaid, so Ariel for Disney Princess movie, because I just have the, like she was my favorite princess when I was little, so I don't know. I love them all. You can't make me choose my favorite Disney anything because I just love all things Disney. My next question, it says, congratulations, what's your personal favorite type of ASMR to watch? So because I said the style of ASMR previously, I'm gonna say the type of content that I like to watch. I love watching anything beauty related, hauls. I love get ready with me videos. I love empty videos. I do empties all the time and I love to watch them. I love watching favorites. It could be like a monthly favorites or a seasonal favorites. I enjoy watching whisper rambles about anything. It could be true crime. It could be your plans for the weekend. I love watching people just whisper. It feels like I'm on FaceTime with a friend. I enjoy eating videos every once in a while. I don't love the extreme, like mukbang style, like eating videos, but I enjoy when people are eating and whispering and just hanging out. What else? Yeah, I guess mostly beauty content and whispering. What's in my bag videos, those are always fun. Yeah, I feel like that's a good variety of things that I enjoy watching. My next question, it says, yay, I'm so happy for you. That's very sweet, thank you. I have been watching you for some time and loved the book series. What is your favorite book at the moment and why? The book series that she's talking about, I believe, is when I did a series of shorts where every day of the week, well, it was like every day that I upload shorts, I did different book triggers. So I did like tapping, I did page flipping, I did tracing, all sorts of stuff. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I love book triggers as well. That was something for the last question. I love watching book content in ASMR as well. I don't have a current favorite book that I've been reading recently. I feel like all of the books that I've read in 2026 have just been decent. None of them have really blown me away, if I'm being honest. But at the end of last year, I think it was like in the fall, I read the Prison Healer series. It is The Prison Healer, The Gilded Cage, and The Blood Trader. And I really enjoyed it. It was was a super easy series to read. There was no smut. There was no, like, confusing plot lines. I felt like it. Let me go back and say it was a fantasy series. I think, like, definitely some fantasy dystopian style. I don't really know what to describe it as. It kind of reminded me of like a kid's version of Crescent City. I couldn't think of the name of the Crescent City series, or I don't know, something like that. So I don't know. There was some magical elements. There was some found family. There was a little bit of romance, and but it was just super easy to read, super laid back and simple, with a good amount of drama, if that makes sense. I don't know. Very child friendly. Like, I feel like a middle schooler or a high schooler could probably read it and enjoy it. So it was kind of just like an easy series for me to digest. And sometimes you just want something that's easy but still has a good storyline to it. My next question is, well, the comment says, I think 1,000 is a great number, because just imagine 1,000 people coming to hear what you have to say in real life. Congratulations, and I hope you gain even more subscribers, which is so sweet and so kind. And also crazy to think about, because I would never want to talk to 1,000 people. In person, at least. I love talking to you guys, so I'm very grateful for this community. And then the question says, my question is, what inspired you to finally start doing ASMR, and who are your favorite ASMR artists? Honestly, I don't know what finally pushed me to do it. I think one day I just finally was like, I'm just gonna do it and not think about it. So I sat right here, recorded my first video using a like little microphone that I got from Temu, and uploaded it. And that was that. I just, after over 10 years of watching ASMR, I finally did it. And yeah, I don't know what pushed me to do it, but I was just like, I have to start sometime, and I did it. And then my favorite ASMR creators, the list is long. I did a full video on my channel where I listed off, I think it was like 60 different ASMR creators who I absolutely love. So if I remember, I will link that video in my description box. I don't even want to name any because I would for sure miss some people. Yeah, there's so many wonderful creators who I would watch every single day, and I do watch every single day. My next question is, what is your favorite hobby outside of ASMR? I don't think I have one favorite hobby. I have a lot of hobbies. I love to read, like I said earlier. I enjoy listening to audiobooks. I love doing crafts. I love doing nail art and makeup and hair. I love shopping, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like shopping is definitely a hobby that I have. I enjoy going on walks with my husband. Sometimes we will walk for over an hour, and 95% of the time I am just yapping my ear off to him about life. So I love to walk with my husband and talk to him, and just hanging out with my husband. I don't know if that's necessarily a hobby, but that is something that I love to do. But yeah, crafts, reading, and doing different beauty things like hair and makeup are some of my favorite hobbies for sure. My next question, well, it's two questions. It says, "Hi Sarah, what dreams would you like to fulfill in life, and do you speak more languages?" Some dreams that I would like to fulfill are definitely having a kid. I would love to have a kid. When I was younger, I hoped that I would have a kid by the time I was like 22 or 24 years old. I'm 26, almost 27 now, and I have not had a kid yet, but hopefully in the next few years we will have a little one. I want to continue to travel more. I have the privilege of having a dad and a sister who love to travel, and I've gotten to go to a lot of different places that I probably would not have gone if it weren't for them wanting to travel, and I just want to continue to travel. And then, well, speaking of traveling, I would like to continue to go to Disney. I would love to go to all of the Disney locations with my husband. We've been to Disney World, but I think it would be so cool to visit Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, Tokyo. I forget where all of the other locations are. I think Shanghai has a Disneyland. We want to go on a Disney cruise. Like, I would just love to visit all of the Disney locations with my husband. And then I think the last dream that I would like to fulfill, and I feel like my husband and I are already fulfilling this dream, and it's just to save up money and feel financial stability. We paid off student loan debt within 14 months, and that was a huge financial step in our relationship. And that sounded really weird, the way that I pronounced relationship. But that was a huge step in the right direction, and I just want us to continue to make positive financial decisions. That way we can achieve all of our other dreams. You know, I think the more financially stable we are, the better we can, you know, create a life for our kids. Not that you have to have money to create a good life for your kids, but, you know, I would love to be able to spoil our kid someday and, you know, have the financial stability to do that. And traveling takes money. We want to buy a house. Right now we live in a condo, which is great, but we would love to buy a house and, you know, not be worried if we need to buy a car one day. So I think that the biggest dream would just be to continue our positive financial journey that we've already begun and not worry when it comes to our finances. And then, do you speak more languages? No, I do not. I took Spanish for 2 years in high school, but I do not remember much about Spanish. I remember like different conjugations and bits and pieces of sentences, but I would not at all be able to hold a conversation or, understand someone if I was in a Spanish speaking area. So I would just say no. If I could learn a language, I would love to learn sign language, specifically American Sign Language. I've always been fascinated with sign language, and I work at an alternative school, so sometimes there are kids that struggle with speech and with, conversations, and some of them learn sign language in order to communicate. And I just think it would be really cool to understand sign language. And I also wish that I understood more Spanish, because in America, that's like the second most used language that I'm aware of. So I think that would be just really helpful to know. And then the last question is from the lovely ASMR Gorda. It says, "Hi Sarah, should we ever expect a face reveal? Or email me a selfie. I'm cool with whatever, LOL." That made me laugh when I read it. I don't know. I don't think I would do a face reveal. Gorda, maybe I'll find you on Instagram and I'll follow you. That way you can see my face. But I just don't think that I will ever do a face reveal. Maybe if I get like 10,000 or 20,000 subscribers, I would feel more comfortable, which is funny because you would think I would feel less comfortable with more subscribers. But like I said in the beginning of this video, I only have told a handful of people, and I just don't really want to open it up to more people finding out. I don't know, maybe it's an insecurity that I have, or a fear of judgment. I don't know, but I just don't think that I will do a face reveal. It's not in my plan as of now, but who knows, maybe further down the road, we'll see. That was all of my questions, and we are close to the 1 hour mark. So if you made it this far, I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said in the beginning, you guys are all incredible and so supportive, so lovely. I'm just so blessed, and I truly believe that God has, given me this channel and this community for a reason and for a purpose. So if you are here, then thank you for being here, and I hope that my channel helps you to relax or gives you, someone to keep you comfort, whether it's while you work, while you study. If you just don't have someone else in your life to hang out with, I'm so glad that I could hang out with you today. Thank you for giving me your time and your attention. I do not take any of this for granted. I am so grateful. Like I said, this is just a hobby. This is not something that I do for income. And I just don't know how else to express my gratitude to you guys. So, yeah, just thank you. And I appreciate you guys. And I just can't imagine 1,000 people being subscribed. I'm excited to see where this channel takes us. But I will stop rambling and leave you there. I hope that you are feeling more relaxed. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Give this video a like. Stick around, watch some of my other videos if you would like to. And I just hope you have a great rest of your day or night. I will see you guys later.